At the TDSB, we are very proud of our French language programs. Not only does learning an additional language open a student's world to other cultures and experiences, it opens doors of opportunity, makes it easier to learn other additional languages, and skills and abilities developed while learning their additional language enhance their skills and abilities in the dominant language. We believe strongly that all students are capable of learning an additional language, and so we encourage and welcome all students, regardless of learning styles and linguistic backgrounds, to study in our French programs. These programs are all designed for children whose families speak a language other than French at home. There is no need for parents to speak French in the home in order for children to be successful in French language programs. There are 3 ways to learn French at the TDSB. The 3 programs are Core French, Middle French Immersion, and Early French Immersion. Core French is the program that all students in Ontario must follow. This program begins in grade 4 and continues throughout elementary school to grade 8. This program usually involves 1 period per day, roughly 40 minutes, of French instruction. There is 1 compulsory credit in French at the secondary level in order for a student to earn their Ontario Secondary Schools diploma. This compulsory credit is usually taken in grade 9. However, many secondary schools offer Core French to the end of grade 12. The language is the object of study in this program, and students learn about the language and beginning communication skills. Students who continue through the end of grade 12 can achieve a certain level of language proficiency. There are 2 programs we offer that we consider intensive language programs: the Early French Immersion and the Middle French Immersion programs. The focus of both of these programs is not just learning the language, but also applying it immediately in other contexts, that is to say, in the subject areas, thereby increasing students' confidence and proficiency in French as they learn and move through the programs. Both Early and Middle French Immersion are intensive programs in this way. In both Early and Middle French Immersion, students learn the same curriculum as their counterparts in the English program, just with the language of instruction in the classroom being French during the parts of the day dedicated to French. The Middle French Immersion program is available across the system to students currently in grade 3 English, and it has very strong outcomes in terms of language proficiency and academic achievement. By the end of grade 12, students in the Middle French Immersion program develop strong literacy and communication skills in French. The Middle French Immersion program begins in grade 4 and offers a 100% model of French instruction for grades 4 and 5. Grades 6, 7, and 8 are run 75% of the day in French and 25% of the day in English. In these grades, all subjects will be taught in French with the exception of English language and science. Students will merge with Early French Immersion students beginning in grade 9. Students may continue this program through grade 12 and graduate with a Certificate of Bilingual Studies in French Immersion based on the completion of 10 credits in French. The Early French Immersion program begins in junior kindergarten. Families apply to the program the year their child is 3 years old. The program provides a 100% model of French instruction in JK and SK grades 1, 2, and 3. However, some specialist subjects, like phys ed, may be taught in English. Formal English instruction is introduced in grade 4 for 50% of the day in French and 50% of the day in English. The program continues in this model grades 4 through grade 8. Students may continue in French Immersion at the secondary level and complete a Certificate of Bilingual Studies in French Immersion based on the completion of 10 credits in French. At the start, teachers use a variety of strategies to bring beginning language learners along to a place where they understand all communications in French, and in a relatively short period of time, they are able to respond to the teacher and peers in French.
Combien de boutons reste-t-il? Nathan?
At the beginning of the entry grade of each program, that is, kindergarten and grade 4, the educators in the room speak entirely in French, and the children respond and speak to each other in English. Partway through that first year of junior kindergarten or grade 4, the educators begin to encourage the children to speak to them in French while allowing children to speak to each other in English. Towards the end of the entry year, you will hear French as the exclusive language of communication between the educators and the students and among the students themselves. And this is how the students continue throughout their French immersion career. For information and application to French immersion, please visit tdsb.on.ca/French. The application window for early French immersion is in November, and the application window for middle French immersion is in January. Please refer to the website in early September to be sure of the application deadlines for a given year. All applicants who apply by the deadline are guaranteed an offer of placement in the French immersion program. It is important to note that while placement in the program is guaranteed, a placement in a particular school cannot be guaranteed. Every effort is made to accommodate all applicants in the school associated with their home address. However, in some cases, there are more applications than available spaces in a given French immersion school. In that case, families may be offered a placement at the next closest French immersion school with available space. If that happens, a bus would be provided to families meeting the distance criteria for transportation, and the child's name would be held on a waitlist for the originally designated school. Siblings have a priority placement in the same school as their older sibling, providing that they apply on time and the children will be in the same French program and the same school at the same time. Parents or caregivers will be offered a placement via the email they have provided at the time of application. Parents must take action to accept the placement online. A non-reply will be taken as a no thank you, and the space may be given away. Placements are determined based on the child's home address at the time of the application deadline. Families who move between the initial offer of placement and the start of the following school year are not guaranteed a placement in their new area school. They will be admitted there if there is space available. Once the application process is complete and all offers of placement have been made, families will receive further information regarding registration at the French immersion school. For more information about the French programs and the application process, please visit tdsb.on.ca/French.